Stanislav Ovcharenko was born in 1950 in Ukraine. Living in post-Soviet Ukraine, he found himself in the status of an included internal observer, akin to the field conditions of an experimental volcanologist. The experiment to exit the regime of a closed totalitarian society was carried out by life itself, and it was very convenient to observe inside. He lived in such a way as to understand and describe historical life as its turning point. This was facilitated by his personal disinterest in the ugly oligarchic form of life that emerged on the ruins of a closed social system. Stanislav is married and he has 2 sons and 1 granddaughter. His published book, in collaboration with Eurobox, is entitled Light and Shadows of the Cultural-Civilizational Conflict. He's our special guest today to tell us more about his literary project. Hi Stanislav, welcome to Conoscere TV and thank you very much for accepting our invitation.
Thank you.
How did you come up with the idea of this book? We're very curious.
This book must be imaged after my quite bitter experience under the cover of this system that existed in the former Soviet Union, plus the shortcomings, the limits of 2 conceptions, philosophical. Francis Fukuyama, that said about the end of the history, and the 2 broad theory of Ayn Rand about liberal philosophy devoted to the role of the talented personality at the cost of the social environment around her and her so narrow circle. Because after the crisis of this system, it was unexpected, surprising from the West, and it's for me. I expected the strike of the common culture, prosperity, and another. But the historical reality was much more severe, because the opportunity for development were limited by the inner world of the people under the cover of the closed society that transformed the personality of the average personality in the former Soviet Union, excluding Baltic countries excluded, and distorted their soul, their intellect, and they need in restoration in health. For this restoration, for this health, these countries need in the transition period, the limits for the self-realizations, they enrooted in the inner nature of the personality. But the same problems exist also in the Western countries. But as field researchers within the problematic countries, we can see more, obviously, more sharply than the Western people that lives as in the resort, so-called the resort. But that resort, I am with my family in Norway. in this moment. And I see that Western people can know, but cannot understand the difference between you and the so-called global youth, global lagging world. Is that idea? I must. I was needed to consolidate my knowledge into the holistic cultural theory that must simplify the common picture of our life, and I must to make the attempt to do the forecast of the future. Is it because I wrote this book?
Wonderful, Stanislav. Thank you for contributing. Thank you for your time again. And we want to wish you best luck with your book.
Thank you.
One of the goals of Stanislav Ovcharenko's work is to show that a direct and rapid transition from the long existence of a totalitarian society to democracy is practically impossible due to the damaged cultural code of a free individual in conditions of armed freedom. The main arena of confrontation now, not only in the post-communist world, but throughout the rest of the world, is the irreconcilable conflict between culture and barbarism, organic to an aggressively ignorant person. Culture must learn to defend itself. Light and Shadows of the Cultural-Civilizational Conflict, written by Stanislav Ovcharenko, is now available in bookstores and digital platforms. It's a publication by Eurobox.